Hey guys, it's MMA Vulture coming at you live with Dana White's Contender Series Week 6 weigh-in recap, as well as my final predictions for this week's bouts. And we're going to go ahead and jump right into this week's bouts with the first fight of the night, Dylan Mantello versus Ahmad Hassanzada. And we're going to go ahead and talk about Hassanzada first. So he is coming off of 2-fight win streak. He is mainly a grappler. He does have decent striking. He has a nice quick jab as well as a good high and low calf kicks. But like I said, he's mainly a grappler. He knows how to maintain control of you really well whenever he gets you down to the ground. He does drop his hands whenever he comes in, leaving his chin wide open, which is why he does get knocked down a lot. I did notice in his previous fight against Sagliani, he did get knocked down in the first round against Sagliani and actually did recover very well and ended up knocking Sagliani out. And then in a prior match against Josh Streaker, he also got knocked down in the first round, not once but twice against Josh Streaker, who isn't the strongest, as well as in his debut in Dana White Contender Series, he got knocked out by Sadikov, and in the second round, he got buckled by him twice. So he doesn't really have the strongest chin, as well as in that fight against Sadikov and Sagliani or Sadikov and Streaker, going into the second round, he looked gassed. He looked notably slower going into the second round and ended up getting knocked out in the third by Sadikov. So he doesn't have the best gas tank. He doesn't have the greatest chin. Give me the striker. I don't know if I'm coping because Sugar Sean lost this past weekend, but give me the striker in Dylan Mantello. He's a patient fighter with good boxing, a good quick, crisp jab. He's got good low kicks. He's got that sneaky power. He mixes up his shots to the body and to the head very, very well as he has very clean, crisp combinations. I will say that his grappling is a little bit on the questionable side. I think he has decent grappling. We're going to see how it compares to Ahmed's. I think that Ahmed has good grappling. I think that's where his advantage is, and Dylan's is on the feet. I think we're going to see who gets the better. I think Dylan is going to get the better at Ahmed. I think that Ahmed might control him the first round, but come second round and third round, maybe gassed, and Dylan is going to take advantage of him on the feet. Could end up knocking him down, knocking him out. He has a glass chin. I do not see either of them as a really confident pick, but give me the striker in Dylan Mantello to beat Ahmed the glass chin. And now we're going to go ahead and look at them on the scales. Right here, Dylan Mantello, looking healthy, looking jacked. He's going to silence everyone come tomorrow. You already know. And then now we have Ahmad Hassanzada on the scale. He's looking good, looking healthy. Came in on weight, both of them. And Mantello looks a tad bit taller as well as a little bit thicker than Hassanzada. So I'm excited. Give me Dylan Mantello, the striker, to beat the grappler in this fight. And we're going to go ahead and move along to the next fight of the bout of the night. And it is Yura, Naito versus Ateba, Gautier. And we're going to go ahead and talk about Yura Naito first. He is a fast starter. He is coming off of a 6-fight win streak. He is a fast starter that is a good boxer with precise and powerful striking as well as great grappling. He is strong in the clinches. He has strong takedowns. He looks good with his submissions as well as his takedowns. I think that he is a all-around great fighter in terms of boxing and in terms of jiu-jitsu. He is he's in check all the boxes type of fighter. He is great on the feet and on the ground. And moving right along to Ateba Gautier, he is a he has good boxing with powerful hands, great high kicks. His takedown defense did look decent against Lewis Lai, but I do think it is still a little bit suspect. I'm not fully confident in his takedown defense. I think he did have a couple of good reversals in his Lewis Lai fight, but the one thing I did notice in that fight is he started to get tired and slow down at the end of the first round, which was really quick. Going into the second round in his fight against Glenn Williams, he looked a little bit gassed, so I do worry about his gas tank. I think that Yura Naito is going to come out fast. He's going to test Ateba's grappling, and I think he's going to take this to the ground where he ultimately has the better advantage, and I think Yura Naito will come out with the W. I think he beats Ateba Gautier. I think Yura has the better boxing as well. I think he's the more skillful boxer in terms of his precise striking. I think Ateba Gautier can get a little bit wild sometimes and look to throw for power and ultimately overextend, leaving himself open. And I think Yura Naito is going to take advantage of that. And I think Yura Naito has the boxing and the grappling abilities to take care of Ateba. I know Ateba early on is going to be a little bit scary because of his power, but other than that, I think Naito overwhelms him and ultimately beats him. And we're going to go ahead and look at them on the scale. Yura's looking healthy, looking good. And now we look at Ateba Gautier. He's looking jacked. He's looking noticeably like stronger than Naito, or like looks more wide, bigger than Naito, and now you can see them better facing off. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna have to stick with my guns. Give me Yura Naito to beat Ateba Gautier. I think Ateba is gonna be very scary in the early first round. But I think as the rounds come, like as the second round comes, third round comes, I think Ateba's going to get notably slower. And I think Yura's just going to overwhelm him and take him to the ground and look all around better. Moving right along to the next bout of the night in what could be the fight of the night. Benjamin Bennett versus Joey Hart. And in this matchup, let's go ahead and talk about Joey Hart first. He is a great boxer who likes to stay on the outside. He likes to strike from the outside, likes to keep his range, likes to keep his distance, and not let you come in too close. He has a quick, powerful jab. He also has like a lot of power in his hands. He has good kicks to go with his striking. He likes striking on the inside with his elbows and his devastating knee. He does have a crazy, crazy knee. He uses his length to help him whenever he's on his back and to create separation as well. His takedown defense is a little bit questionable in my opinion because he did get manhandled by Dr. Kuriev in his loss. Like, his grappling looked awful there. He got absolutely manhandled, like, no question about it. So I am worried about his grappling and how Benjamin Bennett could look in that department. Moving right along, let's go to Benjamin Bennett. He's a calm, calculated fighter with good boxing, precise striking. He does mix up his shots very, very well. And he's not a one-dimensional fighter like Joey Hart. He has good grappling as well with a good body lock. He trains with the likes of Gaethje and Neil Magny. He trains in Denver, Colorado, which is the elevation, so he should have great conditioning. A lot of people are going to say he does have a loss to Trey Waters, which is a long, lengthy guy like Joey Hart, in which Trey Waters got a lucky knee to the head of Benjamin. I think that I do know that, as I said before, Joey Hart does have a devastating knee, but I don't see that happening here. I think Benjamin Bennett is going to be calm, calculated. I think he knows how to close the distance really well. I think he's going to be the better fighter. I think Joey Hart is going to have trouble keeping the distance and maintaining range with Benjamin Bennett. I think Benjamin Bennett's going to use his grappling fully to his ability, because I think Joey Hart doesn't really have the best grappling, and I think Benjamin Bennett is going to expose that. I think that Benjamin Bennett is tough, all around tough. I think he's going to be the all around better fighter, and we're going to see him in action tomorrow. And give me Benjamin Bennett to beat Joey Hart. And we're going to go ahead and look at them on the scales. Look at Benjamin Bennett, looking jacked, looking ripped, looking ready for war. And now look at Joey Hart, jacked, looking a little sad, you know. Let's look at them facing off. Obviously, Joey Hart definitely has a height advantage as well as a reach advantage. I think that Benjamin Bennett is gonna be able to close that gap and take Joey Hart to the ground and use the grappling to his ability. Give me Benjamin Bennett to beat Joey Hart. Moving right along to the next bout. This fight is a coin flip, so definitely not confident in that pick as well. Moving right along to Talisson Teixeira versus Arthur Lopes. And this is an interesting one here, seeing as... So we're going to go ahead and talk about Arthur Lopes. He has 6 first-round finishes. He has strong, powerful hands. He has decent boxing. No takedowns or anything like that, really. Something weird I do want to know is that back in 2018, he was a welterweight, so he's not a natural heavyweight. He just recently came in for heavyweight. He had a 5 months ago against Daniel Butcher, who he knocked out. And that was his first heavyweight bout. I did notice in his fight against Nascimento, he did start gassing out whenever he was ground and pounding him. So that is something to look for, especially now that he's coming in at heavyweight. Yes, he's going to have strong, powerful hands. I think he throws a little bit loopy of shots sometimes. And I think that all around, Talisson Teixeira is just going to be better than Arthur Lopes, because it's not his natural weight class, and I think Talisson Teixeira is going to take full advantage of that. Now let's go ahead and talk about Talisson Teixeira. He is a pressure fighter who comes forward a lot. He has a significant height advantage as well as a reach advantage. Something I do want to know is he does have strong, powerful hands with a quick, stiff jab. He is quick and light on his feet for being 6'8" and 260 pounds. He throws great kicks for a heavyweight, which isn't really something that's common, and he is the natural heavyweight here. So give me the natural heavyweight Talisson Teixeira to beat Arthur Lopes. I think that Talisson Teixeira is going to show that he is the more dominant fighter here. He is the better all-around fighter, and we're going to see that tomorrow. Let's go ahead and look at them on the scales. Got Arthur Lopes looking jacked, looking ready to go, looking slightly pudgy, but you know, that's heavyweight for you. Now we're going to go ahead and look at Talisson Teixeira, smiling, ready to go to war tomorrow. Now we're going to look at them facing off. Look at the significant height advantage, as well as he's going to have the significant reach advantage too. As you can see, look at Arthur Lopes trying to show his arm reach off, but he's gonna get knocked out either way. Give me Talisson, Teixeira to knock out Arthur Lopes. First round. And we're gonna go ahead and talk about the main event of the evening. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and we're gonna go ahead and jump right into it. We're gonna talk about Elijah Smith first. He is a calm, slow fighter that walks you down. He's a good boxer with fast hands. He's got snappy, low leg kicks. He mixes his shots up very, very well. He's also not a one-dimension fighter either. He has good grappling. In his bout against Robert Trujillo, he actually dominated Robert Trujillo on the ground. He dominated him in the ground and pound. He has great ground and pound. So that is another thing to know about Elijah Smith. He is a strong, strong fighter. Now let's go ahead and jump over to Aaron Tao. He is a pressure fighter. He is a good boxer with good counter punching abilities. He does have a strong power punch. He can lay you out. He has one punch knockout power. Not only that, but he has good grappling. He has strong takedowns. We saw that in his fight against Shane Parker. He maintains control of you on the ground very, very well. In his fight against Paul Loga, he was getting tagged by Paul Loga, and Paul Loga did have a speed advantage in that fight, and Aaron Tao did have trouble with him up until a little bit in the first, and then started catching him and started figuring him out and adjusted very, very well. I will say that. He adjusted to Paul Loga very, very well and ended up winning by knockout. I do think that if I'm gonna go with somebody, I have to go with Elijah Smith. I think that he is the all-around better fighter. I think he's gonna be more calm, cool, and collected, and he's gonna select his shots very, very well compared to Aaron Tao, who sometimes gets a little bit wild. He does have good counter-punching abilities, like I said. I think that in the grappling department, I think that Elijah Smith is actually gonna have the grappling advantage as well as the striking advantage. I think that the only thing Aaron Tao does better is that he is stronger. I think that's the only notable difference. I think that Elijah Smith is going to give him trouble with his speed, and he's going to be able to push in and push out without any trouble from Aaron Tao. I think that Elijah Smith is just going to get this done and beat Aaron Tao in a 3-round matchup. I think this one definitely is probably going to go to decision if I had to pick. And we're going to go ahead and jump to them on the scales. Let's look. Look at Elijah Smith looking jacked, looking ready to go. And let's go ahead and look at Tao. Aaron Tao looking great. Don't know why he has all these band-aids, but still looking jacked and ready to go. And now you see their face-offs. Intense. Look at Aaron Tao with the funny faces and stuff, man. Give me Elijah Smith to beat Aaron Tao via decision. I think that he is the better boxer as well as the better grappler. I think that Aaron Tao is just stronger in the clinches and just has the stronger punch power. But I think Elijah Smith is going to be able to maintain distance very well, come in and out of enter distance very well against Aaron Tao and not get tagged up too bad. I think Elijah Smith is going to have no problem entering and then coming back out of distance in this fight. Give me Elijah Smith to beat Aaron Tao. And that is it for this card. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and peace!